and welcome into another episode of Off Script. And before I even get into the video today, please do not forget to subscribe, like the video, helps the channel out a lot around here. And I really appreciate it. I really do. But moving on here, we're in November now. Starting to get into the final couple games of the season. College football committees starting to ramp up Tuesdays when it comes out. And speaking of that, I wanted to talk about a specific team here and wanted to get into their chances here. Already a two-loss team, have some pretty solid games coming up. Oklahoma's playoff chances, in my opinion, so far. Before we even get into that, let's talk about the game this past weekend. Monumental win on the road at Tennessee. Dark mode. You go in. I'm not going to lie. I went in. I was thinking Tennessee, there's no way they lose this, right? Oklahoma's offense wasn't clicking at all. Still didn't look great in this game. But third straight game with a 100-yard rusher. So there's a potential formula there. We always said at Ohio State, if you run the ball, which you did, stop the run, which you did. I think you held Tennessee to 38 rushing yards, something like that. Phenomenal. And then win the turnover battle, which you did again. I think it was 3 first half turnovers, and that was pretty much the difference in the game. And I think the biggest thing in this game was the defense, just giving up around 4.16 yards per play. Defense just overall looked great. They were, I think, before this 8th in the nation. They bumped down to 9th in the nation in total defense, so not too much of a jump. But still, I think it's the second best defense in the SEC, right behind Missouri. And then just watching this game, I just feel like the offense still just isn't there. It's just not clicking. It's not firing on all cylinders compared to Tennessee, at least. If you look at Tennessee compared to Oklahoma on the box score here, you look at Tennessee had 28 first downs compared to Oklahoma's 19. 7 for 13 third downs, Tennessee was. Oklahoma was 4 for 10. Need to clean that up if you want to go far or continue to try to make a playoff case. And then total yards, Tennessee had 456. Oklahoma had 351. So there was a difference there offensively, but y'all's defense just showed up and came to play. And that, like I said, those turnovers were huge, especially in the first half. And just getting points off those turnovers was monumental in this game for y'all. But getting away from the negatives there, I want to talk about the positives here. Tate Sandell was kicking absolute nukes this game. His shorts were a little short, sure, but I don't care. If he can just kick it through those uprights continuously from 50, 55 yards, something like that, that's a lethal weapon. He's going to win you games in the long run. And then another one, John Mateer's ability to just improvise, the ability to just run and make plays. I think specifically the one that I'm talking about was, I think it was 3rd 18 in the third quarter, kind of late third quarter. Kind of needed this first down, needed at least some points on the board because Tennessee they were firing all cylinders on offense and they were just continuing to get the ball down the field. But his ability to recognize the rush, recognize the pressure, get out of it, and then also kudos to the running backs and the receivers to block downfield, their ability to block downfield. That's what I was seeing throughout the game too. I was like, these guys they can block downfield. They're not just giving up. But Mateer's ability to continue to improvise and make plays is why this offense has a chance and is continuing to build back up. And I know there's a lot of controversy around his hand saying hey, he's not fully there yet. He's not the same that he was. He's getting there. I like it. I like what I'm seeing so far. But just that offensive line, I just need a little bit more time. Just gives time for those routes to develop so we can get the ball downfield so he doesn't have to use his legs all the time. But overall, I think it's a monumental win for the program. And then looking at the remaining schedule this week, bye week, get a little healthy, throw a little ice on those bruises, practice well, feel good about those practices, and then prep for a hard 3-game stretch coming up here. We go at Bama, which is either a 3:30 or 8 p.m. kick right now. You would rather have it at 3:30 because as an Oklahoma fan, you do not want to play at Bama at night. But potentially college game day vibe, so vibes will be high. But in my opinion, this is probably the biggest game of the season thus far. Arguably the Texas game, but we're not talking about that. We're talking if you win this game, immediately bolster the college football playoff chances. The seeding I'm talking about because you want a home playoff game. You don't want to be on the road at the playoffs. Plus, 3-loss Oklahoma team, do they make it in? We'll get into that in a little bit. But moving on, the week after that, home versus Missouri, missing their quarterback, Bo Prevula. So don't take them lightly, though. They still have a really good defense. I think the number 1 ranked defense in the entire SEC. So really that offense needs to be stout that week. And then Last game of the season, home versus LSU, head coachless, do not have an offensive coordinator, but they still have talent on their team. So do not take them lightly either. It's still an SEC opponent. But say you do drop one of those games, and preferably the Alabama game, just because that would be probably the most, I'd say, attractive loss. You don't want to lose to Missouri. You don't want to lose to LSU because that would completely eliminate you. But the big question is, lose one, preferably close to Bama, like I said. Does a 3-loss SEC team make it in? Now, keep in mind, 8 of the 12 teams in the last playoff last year were all 2-loss teams. So I'm just throwing that out there. So do with that information what you will. I'm just saying there is a potential possibility that this could happen, in my opinion. 3-loss, and the schedule was really hard. I mean, the Texas loss, that hurt. But Ole Miss loss also hurt. Bama loss, hopefully it's close. If it was, hopefully you do win that game, though, so we don't have to be talking about this. But still, I want y'all's opinion on this. Do you think a 3-loss Oklahoma team could make it in? Or do you even think you just continue to roll through it and just be a 2-loss and then host a home playoff game or something like that? But Oklahoma fans, let me know what you guys think. And do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. But I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you soon.